Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel and you are here with me, Monica. So today I am going to tell you guys about a very easy dessert recipe which you can use it as a dessert of course, or maybe as snacks or even for breakfast. And it is not at all time consuming and it's really delicious and very easy. I guess by this time you can actually think about it what I am talking about. If not, let me help you out. It's a chocolate pancake, eggless chocolate pancake, which is very easy to make, and we are going to make it using just the basic ingredients that are there in your kitchen. So let's get started. Okay guys, so firstly we'll sift into our dry ingredients all into one bowl. So this recipe is really easy and it will be using only one bowl. So we'll be sifting in all the dry ingredients first. I have mentioned all the ingredients and their measurement in the description box below, so you can refer that. So here I am putting in my maida, 1 cup of maida, and I'll be putting my caster sugar or maybe the powdered sugar. You can just grind your normal sugar in your grinder and put it in. So I'll be putting my caster sugar, and I am using Hershey's cocoa powder. You can use any cocoa powder, whatever you have, maybe Cadbury's or anything else that you have. I had this in my hand at my house, so I'm using it. And anyways, I like its flavor a lot better than anything else, so it's you can say my personal preference. So here I am taking 1.5 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Okay, one thing I would like to tell you guys, that anything of the measuring cup or the measuring spoons is always on a leveled basis like this, not the heaped one. So you need to level your ingredients. That is exactly what is called a 1 cup or maybe a 1 tablespoon or a 1.5 tablespoon or something. So here I am going to take 1.5 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Then the next goes in your baking powder, which will be 1 teaspoon. Here I have half a teaspoon, so I am going to take it 2 times. So 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of baking soda. So what my experience says is that half the quantity of the baking powder of the baking soda works well for most of the recipes, so I always preferably go according to that. So here I have put half teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm done with my dry ingredients and I'm going to sift them all into the bowl. You know, sifting is really very important because first of all you will be free from any kind of lumps that you get in your powders, and it incorporates a little bit of air also into your powdered ingredients. So see, as you can see that I have certain sugar granules left in my sieve. I'm just putting them away. Okay, now my dry ingredients are into the place. I'll be putting into the wet ingredients into this same bowl. Putting my wet ingredients, I'll start with 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Here is my teaspoon. You know what I actually prefer? I prefer using vanilla extracts, natural vanilla extract, or maybe a vanilla bean, but I don't have it right now and it's very difficult to get it now, as I have yet not started moving out of the house for basic things. Little bit more scared. So just using my vanilla essence, and then I'll be putting in my oil. So here we have 2 tablespoons of oil. You can also use clarified butter, maybe ghee, or just the melted butter. I prefer using oil. I don't like putting butter everywhere, so I am putting vegetable oil. Yes, also one thing has to be kept in mind, that any vegetable oil, any oil that has any flavor or any smell of its own, maybe say the groundnut oil or the coconut oil, you should always avoid using it, because they will leave a certain kind of flavor into your batter. So I always go for the refined soybean oil, or maybe rice bran oil, or anything which doesn't have any flavor. So do that. Okay, then here I have my milk. I'll put 1 cup of milk into my batter. Okay, here I have 1 cup of milk. I'll just leave a little bit of milk in the cup itself, for just to be on the safer side, so that it doesn't get too much of liquidy. Okay, then again I'll be putting around 3 tablespoons of buttermilk in it. We can increase the quantity of buttermilk later on, but at first let's not put too much of buttermilk. Okay, let's start mixing it. You can just use a normal egg beater, the normal hand manual egg beater that you have in your house, or you can use just a wooden spoon or any spoon, or if you don't want to just get tired even a little bit, you can use a electric beater also. Make sure the batter is really smooth and there are no lumps in there, otherwise your pancakes will have lumps here and there of maybe sugar or maybe maida or anything else. You won't like it. So here I feel that this is the perfect consistency that is required for my pancakes. So I did a smart thing by just conserving some of the milk in my cup, because sometimes it happens, I don't know why, maybe a little bit here and there in the maida measurement, something must have happened. So it's always better to not put all the liquid at once. Just make sure to scrape all the sides of your bowl so that there are no dry powder lumps here and there left when you take the batter out to be put on the pan. Okay, so my batter is absolutely smooth and any sort of lumps free. You can see here, see. This should be the consistency of your pancakes, because you don't really need to make shapes of the pancake. You just have to put spoon wise on the pan and it will just spread on its own. So it has to have that spreading consistency like this. So my batter is looking really delicious. I'm having that watery mouth. I really want to eat this batter. I'm not going to do that. You also don't do that. So I'll get back to you with my pan ready. Okay guys, so as you can see, I have greased my tawa with the help of some butter, and now it's time for me to put in all of my pancake batter one by one on it. So I'll take around 1 spoon of it and put it right here. I'm trying to make it a little bit more big, so I'll put more of batter. Okay, just like that. As you can see, it's already starting to take up some shape of a pancake, and here it is the time to reduce your flame to somewhere between the low flame and the medium flame. you just have to give some time for these pancakes to cook, and you have to flip them only when once you start seeing these bubbles. You can see these small bubbles on the surface, they will start increasing more. You can see there are some new bubbles being formed, so it will take some while for it to cook on the base side. So let it cook properly from the base and then only flip it. And see, I have very successfully and very neatly flipped it back, and this surface is absolutely cooked. So we are going to just cook it from the other side. So it will take around, say, maybe around 3 to 4 minutes. So we'll just give it its time. So my pancakes are done and they look so delicious. I just cannot stop to have them. Before that, I'll just show you how pretty they look, and they are so soft. See, they are so spongy. And I'm going to garnish them with some of my favorite things, which is of course a chocolate sauce. It goes really well with all of the kind of pancakes, and some ripe banana. So I'll garnish them and get back to you. So my pancakes are ready, and see how delicious they look. I absolutely cannot wait to eat them, and that too before they get cold. So I'm going to go in my room and eat them, and you go back in your kitchen and try this pancake recipe, and how it worked for you, let me know that in the comment section below. So I'm going to meet you guys again next time with a new exciting recipe and make your lockdown more exciting. So see you guys next time. Bye bye.